Welcome back to Guided by Faith. This is Ryan Woods, and we are on day 4 of learning who our community is, who our personal community is, I should say, and how do we evangelize to these people. We are called to be able to share our faith, to be the light of the world, to be the people who are sharing our faith with those that God has placed in our life. And so if that's to be true, then we need to know who is our community, and of that community, who doesn't know the Lord. I know in my life, I think of my community, and I think of my family even, that there's a whole side of my family that has turned away from God, that doesn't have a saving relationship with Christ. And it really is an open opportunity for me to be the hands and feet of Jesus in their life, to share the gospel both with my actions and how I love them, but also with my words and as I give them opportunities to respond to the gospel. And so in your life, yesterday we wrote out a map, the Oikos Map, which helped us to say in 3 areas of our lives, in the area that we live with our neighbors, with our family, the areas that we learn at school or at study groups, or the areas that we were playing, our recreation, our friend groups, our sports, our just outside activities that are not in the house. Who of those areas are people that I know are far from the Lord, that I have a unique ability through my relationship with them to share the good news of Christ with them? And so you may have actually sat down yesterday, try to write out a list of these 9 people, and realize that you don't know who in your life is far from the Lord. Maybe you are super confident. You say, well, all of my friends are from church, or all of my friends at school, or all my family members, like they all know the Lord. So what do I do about that? I guess I don't have to share my faith. That's unfortunately not the case. That's actually a great opportunity for you to say, how can I start arranging my life to be one that includes people to share my faith with? And what I mean by that is, how do I act myself and how do I include others around me to be, by my words and my actions, a good representative of Christ, but also love those around me enough so that then when they see how I treat them, they ask questions, and then we have an opportunity through that questioning to be able to share our faith. And I'm going to give an example of that, because I think that's the best way. I grew up in South Florida. I was homeschooled, and so I didn't see every single day a bunch of people that I knew were far from the Lord. It was really my brother and my mom and my dad for the most part. Well, that meant that I actually had to take an extra step to be out in the world, to be able to be friendly and to make these connections in the other areas of my life to make up for maybe the lack of a specific group of people I'm forced to be with every single day. And that came out really naturally because I love fishing. And so I was able to, when I would go out and fish, I would go to the same fly shop because I love fly fishing, or when I could go out to this favorite bait shop, every single time I'd be there, I'd ask how they're doing. I'd remember what they said last time and be like, hey, just wanted to follow up. I heard that your dad wasn't doing so well. I've been thinking about him. I've been praying for him. How is he doing now? That stands out to people. We are in a loneliness epidemic in our society. And so for ours as a Christian, our simple Christ-like love that we share to other people will cut through the noise and have us stand out as people who, unlike the rest of the world, really do genuinely care about those in our sphere of influence. And when I'd follow up with people, when I would share my faith through my actions and the way I love them first, that's when they'd say, well, why do you care so much? Why do you remember this? And I had a just direct opportunity to say, because I know that God loves me, that I need God. And because of what God's done in my life, I want to share that love with other people, including you. Christ loves you. Christ wants a relationship with you, and he's there to sit with you in your grief or in your trouble or in your concern, just as he sat with me in my life. And so I just want to offer you an opportunity. Would you like to know about Christ as well? It's a very conversational thing. It doesn't have to be going up to a random stranger or going up to a random person in the lunchroom and saying, hey, you need to know about Jesus. It starts with, I notice these people that I see regularly. Let me just start to love on them, to share the love of Christ with them with my actions, then to remember who they are and to make sure that they know that they're loved by me in my words. And then I can start to fill in the blanks of my map and saying, I see the lunch lady every day, or I see the person at the bait shop every day. And I can have them be a part of my daily prayer of the people I'm sharing the gospel with. That's my call for you guys. I hope that helps. And tomorrow we're going to be going through some real specific first steps in the relationship of evangelism. I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.